Turkey polls have just closed in a vote that will have major impact on the country's entire political landscape. Turks are voting not only for parliament, but also for their president, and whomever wins will inherit a new system and a host of new powers. Ballots are being counted now. You see those images live out of Istanbul. Initial results are expected within a couple of hours. Our Mohammad Al-Kassim, senior Middle East correspondent, reporting for us from Istanbul. Mohammad, before we get to the poll, to the results, to the counting, an incident of 3 people shot dead that your team just updated us on. Tell us more what you know is happening there.
That's correct, Nurit. News just coming in, and this is a developing story where three Turkish voters were shot, killed at a local polling station in Turkey, and there was a fight that was erupted in that polling station, which after that the killing took place. The authorities are still investigating. They have the killing is official, the news of the killing. However, we don't have an official statement from the police stating to what were the reasons behind this incident, but that shows you that this is a very critical, very significant election, and from the turnout of people here in Istanbul, where we have been watching voters go to a number of polling stations throughout the day or throughout Turkey. It looks like the turnout will be big, huge, something that maybe we have not seen in the past, and that's a sign that this is an important presidential and parliamentary election, and tempers are high, and everyone is trying to protect their votes and making sure that the votes are not being compromised. We will definitely keep you up to date on this incident, Nurit.
On the fact of votes being compromised, or that concern, Mohammed, we were talking about before the break, we're not talking about a sort of classic democracy here. A lot of political intimidation. We have a candidate, an opposing candidate in prison, no less. Did people that you saw throughout the day, do they feel safe to go vote? Do they feel like their vote will be fair and counted?
Well, do they feel safe when they go voting? I believe that they do, and that's what they said, and that this is exactly why there is a huge turnout. The issue that has been marring, previous elections, if I could refer you to the referendum which we covered last April, that the issue of compromised ballots and ballots without stamps. The government has said that it will allow European monitors and other institutions and organizations to monitor the elections, so they would not be invalidated. And that we did see a number of international groups and monitors throughout the polling stations that we've been at. However, the fear is there, the concern is there, but other than this one particular piece of news that we just received, we have not heard of widespread irregularities in polling stations. However, the opposition groups, not just the CHP party, but the other ones, have said that they will keep vigilant of any irregular practices by anyone throughout the polling stations, and the government promised that they will also work with these parties as well as with the Electoral Commission.
All right, Mohammed, stay with us. Still joining us right here in the studio, Dr. Eytan Hay Cohen Yanarocak and our senior international affairs correspondent, Owen Alterman. Hay, we're talking about a complete shift in Turkey and what the system is going to look like. No more prime ministership. Now the president will have new powers. That is something that Erdogan has been on the path to doing for some time. What is Turkey going to look like if Erdogan does, as many predict, come out on top?
He's calling this the Turkish system. From my opinion, it is resembling, like the Russian system. And, but without check and balances, because when we are talking about check and balances, of course, we should understand that there should be a constitutional court. Of course, in Turkey, we do have a constitutional court, but 13 out of 15 judges are nominated by Mr. Erdogan, while 2 judges will be nominated by the Turkish parliament. So we're gonna expect that 400, let's say that there should, let's imagine that there will be an impeachment, okay? In this case, 400 members of parliament out of 600 should raise their hands, and that impeachment file then later will be transferred to the Constitutional Court, where Mr. Erdogan has already 13 judges.
So will this parliament,
sort of mission impossible.
So will this new parliament have any actual power to rein in the president?
Yeah, it can, cause a lot of headache for Mr. Erdogan, because Mr. Erdogan can sign bills and they can take these bills each time to the Constitutional Court. Not that Constitutional Court will function against Mr. Erdogan, but it will basically, headache. And as a result, this new system is designed that the president and the parliament should act together. If they are not going to act together, so the president has the jurisdictional powers to annul the parliament.
Far less checks and balances. Yeah. I want to jump back to our Mohammad Al-Kassim in Istanbul. Mohammad, you've spoken to several opposition lawmakers, to lots of voices that are hoping to see Erdogan out of power. How much faith do they have that they can do it, and what are they promising Turks to bring into Turkey should they win?
Well, listen, I have not seen the opposition here in Turkey more unified, than I have this time. There's a sense of optimism, and they do believe that this is their opportunity. This is their opportunity to unseat President Erdogan. I spoke to Gürsel Tekin. He's from the CHP party, and let's have a listen on what he had to say on the issue of the elections, and we'll get back and talk about it.
It is very clear that these elections are not democratic. As a politician who has witnessed elections after the 1980 coup in Turkey, I can tell you that even then there was an election process in which the opposition could show presence and express itself on TV and newspapers. Unfortunately, we do not have this now. Everyone's hands are tied. It is almost impossible to be present on television or newspaper coverage. One of the presidential candidates is under arrest and has no opportunity to express himself. We're going to elections in an environment like this. Everyone should understand how difficult it is. These elections resemble those that are held in other Middle Eastern countries.